This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
That's right, and you're now tuned in to the Viewers Anonymous podcast, where we give you our very own reviews and takes of movies and TV straight out of Hollywood. Before we get into it, man, make sure you guys go follow us on all socials, on Instagram and Twitter at ViewAnonPod, on Facebook, VA Pod Watch Group, on YouTube at Viewers Anonymous, and make sure you sign up for our Patreon at patreon.com/Viewers Anonymous. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, follow, all of that good stuff. Leave comments. We need the engagement. And please, oh please, if you are listening to this podcast or watching this podcast on anything else, please make sure you go to Spotify, find us, and hit that follow button. We need to get our followers up on Spotify, and or just listen and watch us on Spotify. That would help us out a lot too. What's up, bro? Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year, man. I mean, is it? I mean, yo. Now, people been asking me, they was like, man, you know, how was your New Year? I was like, in the bed, sick all day.
Hey,
dude, I didn't leave the house. Like, dude, I barely left my bedroom, bro. Yeah. Like, I felt a little something New Year's Eve, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, but you know, I'm cool. I wake up the next morning, like, yeah, my body wasn't having it.
Nice.
Wasn't having it.
Yeah,
So
well, not nice, but at least you got the rest.
Yeah, that's not nice.
Yeah, that's not nice, but at least you got the rest.
Yeah. I mean, I had the day off, which, you know, it was one of those things where it's like, if I would have had to work, it would have sucked having to, you know what I'm saying, work that sick. But then it was like, I do got day off, but it's like, dang, but I gotta use a day off being sick. So that's how I brought my New Year. I mean, I'm still not there. I'm still congested. My voice still ain't there and everything, but you know what I'm saying, I'm pushing through. But I mean, this is a milestone year for me. So I guess I gotta look forward to it. You know what I'm
milestone
saying?
Year, man. What you about milestone to be?
Year.
40. Oh, the big 4-0.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Greatness, baby. Greatness. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's dope.
Nah, man. Yeah, man. I mean, look, man, especially being a black male, man. You know what I'm saying? Making it to 40 is always a plus. So
absolutely.
So yeah, man, I embrace that part of it for sure. Mm-hmm. Like I don't downgrade that for 1 second. So, but hopefully, man, you know, this is a good year, you know, life wise, pod wise, you know what I'm saying, all that type shit. So, but yeah. So, how about you, man? How you brought your New Year in, and how you feeling and all that type stuff?
Man, I brought my New Year in the exact way I wanted to, bro, and it couldn't have got no better. I chilled out, you know what I'm saying. I turned my LED lights on. I turned all the rest of the lights off. I played the game, you know what I'm saying. My cousin, I was chilling with my cousins. My boys was with their mom, so I couldn't kick it with them. So, you know what I'm saying, I was just playing the game, man, kicking it with my cousins, and then, kicking with my cousins on the headset, and then went upstairs and, you know what I'm saying, counted down the New Year's with the family, came back downstairs, got right back up on the game. I had a nice little pint of tequila, you know what I'm saying, so it was nice, it was marvelous, and I made, not necessarily a New Year resolution, but I am officially quitting alcohol, man.
Okay, good, man. I'm not mad at it.
Brews and booze, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Just like you said, man, I got 3 years after this year. I'll be 37 this year. So I got 3 years after this year, but I want to start going into, you know what I'm saying, my older ages, man, and you know what I'm saying, with some clean thoughts and clean mind, you know what I'm saying, sober and happy, and just enjoying my times, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's not too often that as black men we get a chance to really celebrate the fact that we get older, because a lot of us, you know, are either, you know what I'm saying, end up in the streets in cold blood, or shit, you in jail somewhere. So I'm enjoying every chance I get, bro, to just be older, bro. So that was I just felt like that was the perfect way to bring in the new year, and it felt good, man. It felt real good. So I had a pretty good new year, and then that shit came to an end. You know what I'm saying? It snowed. So you know what I'm saying? We was snowed in yesterday. Today, a few of the trucks got out and cleared the main roads and some side roads. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, they got a lot done because I went out there earlier, but man, it was crazy out there, man. So I don't know how this is about to pan out.
I get that. We they're calling for us to get some this weekend, so
yeah,
I might spend my birthday, you know what I'm saying, cooped up in the house, man.
man,
wrapped up in my Florida State blanket.
I better say, man, go get you a goddamn king size blanket from Walmart. Enjoy life. Enjoy life, man.
Hey, I shouldn't even admit that shit, but that shit feel good, man. You know, my boys let me down this year, but it's all good though, man. You
don't feel bad, man. We got let down too. You know what I'm saying?
Man, get the fuck out of here. Y'all in the playoff, man. Y'all are the
damn. Hey, until we win a chip, I don't give a fuck about the playoffs. We lost to that bullshit school up north, man. We lost to that bullshit school up north. I don't give a fuck about no playoffs, bro. You know how bad it is to walk around and see one of them niggas wearing them stupid ass colors. Talking about 4 years. Get the fuck on, man. That's like watching. That's like a nigga going around happy because Trump won. Like, hey. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that shit, bro.
Hey, these ones said, I was watching ESPN the other day. They said, you know, Ohio State is the favorite to win. It was like, if they win, it'll be the first time in Ohio State history that they won a national championship and they didn't beat Michigan.
Yeah, see,
what type of stat is that, man?
That's a real stat.
Yeah, that's a real stat.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm telling you, that's a real stat. Listen, niggas think like, listen, because you know how it is, right? So you know how the rivalry games are. Like up here, bro. This is the thing. Like Ohio State is bigger than any. Like Ohio State football specifically is bigger than anything else up here. Like as a Browns fan, we could go 13 and fucking 20. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I don't have no high expectations for them niggas already. So they go 13 and 20. I'll be like, yay, we get the first pick. Ohio State lose, nigga, the whole state down, bro. We all going through it. So, nigga, like that's the one thing for sure when I tell you, like, I don't care. I don't care what happens, bro. Like niggas could fucking Al Qaeda could come in and drop a bomb on Toledo. Okay, they could drop a bomb on Toledo right now. If Ohio State lose to that other school, bro, fuck Toledo. We don't give a fuck about what's going on. We don't give a fuck about what's going on in Toledo, bro. Ohio State lost, nigga. Be like that, bro. I'm telling you, it's a weird thing.
Man.
Growing up, I always thought it was like a super weird thing, but like the older I get it, because it's like that's really like that's what unites the whole state for real. Like no matter where you go, you bound to see some Ohio State shit. Like you might see a Bengals flag here, a Browns flag here. Hell, you might see a Pittsburgh Steelers flag in this motherfucker. Who knows? But I guarantee you, wherever you go, you bound to see some Buckeye shit for sure. Even in Cincinnati, where they got the Bearcat shit, it still be Buckeye shit in there. So it really be like that, bro. It really be like that. Like that year Clemson was winning. You know how like they had all that Clemson shit. That's year round 24/7, bro. That shit never stops here.
Oh man.
You could find like Buckeye bumper stickers at the local gas station. Like we really on that shit.
Yeah, I see too much Clemson stuff around here, but
I feel you.
It is what it is.
Hey man, well, you know, the good thing is you know what I'm saying, we really do got something to celebrate. You feel me?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
It is 5 years, man, of this potting thing. You know what I'm saying? 5 years. This is the 5-year anniversary of Yours Anonymous, ladies and gentlemen. We started this thing in 2020 on a phone call, and we was just chopping it up back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Thinking of how we can bring this thing together. And we went through so many iterations of this pod, so many different changes and ideas and thoughts. And man, we 5 years in this thing, bro, and we have brought this thing to me. I felt like one of the best pods out, especially one of the best movie review, television review pods out for sure. Unique takes. I ain't gonna lie. I think a lot of our takes have been stolen. You know what I'm saying? Because we done said some stuff that popped up, and I'm like, S-Dot just said that. I just said that. Yo, they are definitely watching us. So, first and foremost, I would like to thank everybody that listens and that watches and that supports us. Like we say at the end of every episode, man, without you, there could be no us. Thank you all very much for the support. This has been a fun journey. I ain't gonna lie to you, I didn't imagine it being as precise as it has been. Only because of the ideas that we come up with. Like, we really come up with some very, very creative and wild ideas sometimes. And the fact that we've been so consistent in doing this as of late, not so much because, you know, life been lifing, but for the most part, over the course of 5 years, we've been very consistent. We've constantly been trying to find ways to bring back old movies, old television shows, new movies, new television shows, even shining light on directors and producers and actors, actresses. Man, I feel like we've done some work and we've only just hit the tip of the iceberg, bro.
I feel I feel the same way, and we are so technically we are 389 episodes in, but if you don't have Patreon, it's 382.
Yeah.
So but you know, to go back from what you were saying, like it really started from a phone call. Like and I don't think the people really, some of the people, like, you know, we may have some new listeners or whatever the case may be, but like, you know, this whole kinship, friendship, pipeship started from just a follow on Instagram.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we just started following each other on Instagram, reached out to each other, and like, you know, not knowing in 2017 that it was going, you know what I'm saying, flourish to it being what it is now. Like, we going on fucking we going on 10 years of even knowing each other.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's wild for it to start it the way it started. Like, it was just like this mutual thing that we had. And I think that, you know, what we found out now, my situation happened, you know, in an unfortunate situation where, you know, my pod partner, you know, passed away, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to my guy, Uncle Washington. But like, you know, and he had a lot of passion for this. Yes. Like, he really did. And, you know, you had your partner, things happen the way it happened there. But like, I think what we saw like in each other was like the passion. Like, it was like, yo, like there's like a love for this shit. And I don't think everybody has it. Some people get it for different reasons. And it's like, we really got into it for, I would say, like the right reasons. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's 5 years later and this pod is still going. And I agree with what you're saying. Like, sometimes, like, because, you know, I'm not a person that would toot my own horn. Like, I don't really, you know what I'm saying, really do that. But like, sometimes I would just, like, you can have a feel when you're doing the pod, and then we can be done. We can hit that button and be like, yo, that one was it. And like, you can just feel it. And it's like, sometimes I go back and I'll listen and I'll be like, yo, honestly, now maybe we don't have, you know what I'm saying, some of the sound quality as some of these other people have, but we don't have the backgrounds and the visuals and all that type of stuff. But like, when we're talking like the content,
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I feel like you can put our podcast against anybody podcast.
Absolutely.
Like I don't. You can name all the heavy hitters. Like sometimes I feel like from what we be saying on here, I'd be like, yo, I'll put our pod up against anybody. And I feel the same way.
We for sure got the best derail in the game, for sure. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I don't care what nobody's in. Now that one I will stand 10 toes down, die on any hill with that. We have the best derail in the game. When I say that we will derail for 30 minutes and still find a way back to what we were talking about, hey man, nobody can derail like us, bro. Nobody.
Hey, that's probably one of the greatest parts.
Absolutely.
Is just being like, I mean, we could be sitting here having a conversation. We could be going, you know what I'm saying? It's all about the movie. And we'll say one word, and that one word would derail the whole fucking pot. And then to bring it right back.
Absolutely.
And then to bring it right back. But everything aligns. That be the great part about our derails. Like, it don't never be like, it's like we did, perfect example, we did Fly Me to the Moon. So we're doing all this conversation about, you know, did they land on the moon and all this little stuff, and then we got into the fucking rover on goddamn Mars. Like, now it's related.
Yep.
It ain't got nothing to do with the moon, but it's related. So our derail game is top notch for sure.
Exquisite, man. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you got it.
No, I was just gonna ask you, man. What would be to you, if you could think of one? What would be one of your best moments from doing this pod?
Best moments. Now, are you meaning like,
just like one good moment where you could think of where it was just like we was just podding, it was just a good time, just like we got super serious, whatever. Just like to you, it was just like one of the best moments.
Well, one of the best moments, and I say this not trying to be funny, but we would have the conversation of like, yo, what, you know, which pod is like our top pod or whatever, and all this type of stuff. And, you know, for the longest, and I think you said something surpassed it, but for the longest, it was Outcry. Yeah, you said OJ. You said OJ surpassed it. Okay. And I was like, and I felt good about that pod. I really did. I felt like it was really good. And so one day I went back probably like 2 years ago or whatever, and I listened to it, and I was like, yo, this is fucking top-notch potty. It's like I didn't realize like how good it really was. And I think the reason that the OJ, and we talked about this before, I think the reason the OJ one surpassed it was because when OJ passed, I think just his name trending again and all that type stuff, it brought it back up. But so I would say that's one of my proudest moments is that Outcry episode. I would say one of the funniest moments, I don't know, man, it might be with the Millers, man. I don't, because
that was a good one.
Because like the thing about Will the Millers was just like we just had like this ongoing thing where you were saying that not 40-year-old virgin. What is it? In Vegas. Why is it slipping my mind? Hangover, yeah. Because we were going back and forth where I said Will the Millers was funny, and you was like, well, Hangover's better, and then we were just going back and forth with moments. Like you was doing moments from that, and I was doing moments from this. It was just like we were just going back and forth, and that shit was fun as fuck, man. But like that's one of the things about this pod. Like we'll make fun of like anything. But I do like the serious pod, and I'm trying to think of like a pod where where we just kind of like stayed on strip of like being like whether it was something dark or something like that. But like for the most part, like we'll find something like even during like the Natalia Grace episodes that we did, like we found some fun in there during a serious topic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, but I would say, and I'm rambling right now, and I want you to answer your own question. But I would say like one of my favorites though, and it may surprise you, and maybe it won't surprise you. But from just I need to go back and listen to it. But one of my favorites though was doing Mindhunter, the Netflix show.
That was a good one too.
Yeah. And I think it was because we was talking about like the serial killers and all that type stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I may have to say that one. But the best thing about this pod is the documentaries, man. The documentaries. Those are the only ones where I really feel like I feel this pressure where I think you either have to be in either entertainment, podcasting, or whatever, like to feel like that pressure. Because I always felt like, you know, when you would tell me about the numbers, you would be like, our high performing episodes are the documentaries. So then I started getting this thing of like when we're about to do one, it's like, oh shit, like this is gonna get numbers. So I need to, you know what I'm saying, bring my A game. Not that I don't bring my A game every episode, but those are the ones where I will feel a little pressure going into it.
Yeah.
So I want you to answer your question, then I want like at the end, just like, is there any times where you feel like that where it's like I really gotta bring my A game on this one?
Oh, okay then. Well, to me, I feel like our best one was the Outcry episode. Only because to me, I don't know if that was our first doc or it might have been one of the first docs. But if for sure, because of the story, we like I think we really dove deep into what had happened. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, we really broke that documentary down. Like
it was the first. It was the first. Yeah.
Like we really got into Outcry, man. And I think in that one, like we really showcased our skill as far as potting. To me, the funnest one was what's the one movie? What's the one movie where the the girl had the tumor growing in her and it was supposed to be like her evil brother or something?
Malignant.
The funnest one was Malignant because we had such high hopes for this movie. And when I tell you, like, we were hyped for this movie, like, we was on the phone, like, bro, this shit look good. Like, the trailer was amazing. We like, bro, this shit look good, bro. We gotta do Malignant, bro. This shit look fire. And when I tell you, we watched that and we killed that movie, bro. I think I want to say that might have been our worst rated movie on the pod. But when I tell you, like, that movie was nothing like the trailer showed you. So everything about that movie was just complete and utter trash. And I was like, we are going to kill it. As I'm watching it, I'm like, we are going to kill this shit, bro. We are going to bury this movie. I'm talking about 12 feet under, bro. This shit is going in the trash. And we did what we had to do, and we made sure that motherfucker never got recycled. So that was for me. That one to me was the funnest episode, bro. Because usually on our episodes, if you know what I'm saying, if you're new here, a lot of the times we're really just bigging movies up. Like we don't really get a chance to, you know what I'm saying, talk about like the movies we don't like. And we've done episodes where we talked about, you know what I'm saying, like the worst movies or worst shows and stuff like that. But for the most part, this is really just to give flowers and to appreciate the cinema and television shows that we see throughout, you know what I'm saying, the day or whatever. But when I tell you, bro, we showed up to work. We showed up to work on that Malignant episode, bro, because that shit deserved all the criticism that it got. So that one to me was the most fun. And what was the last question you said?
It was have there been any movies or episodes or whether
where we felt like we supposed to show up?
were you? I was just saying, like, for me, like, yeah.
Oh man. To be honest, I feel like any documentary we do, I feel that way.
Yeah.
I feel like any documentary we do, I feel that way. Only because with documentaries, we are dealing with facts. We're dealing with things that actually happen. And not only do I feel like we have to kind of be sincere with some of the stuff we're talking about, but also I feel like with documentaries, we're giving like real, raw, emotional responses to what we witnessed, to what we've seen, the information that was being given. And sometimes we'll do docs on stuff that we already know, but you know, we might get like a little bit more information here or there. But for the most part, like I remember when we did the JFK docs, and you know, it was one of those things where I had mentioned like throughout my life how people would talk about, you know, Jackie O, and they would just talk about how like she was so beautiful and so amazing. And I had finally seen her, and I was like, "Yo, like this has to be talked about." We've been lied to our whole entire lives. So I definitely feel like whenever we do a doc, like it's one of those things where I gotta lock in for sure. Like I gotta make sure I'm on point with the documentaries. Yeah.
You want to know something else? I enjoy it, but I felt like it, and it's one of those things where we only done it with one thing. But when we used to do the Snowfall episodes,
oh man,
like we would, and that's the only show where we went like episodic. You know what I'm saying? Where it was just one episode. Well, sometimes some of them would be two, because like sometimes they'll drop like two episodes like, for the season start. It'd be 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But like that show just being what it was and being as good as it was, like to dedicate, you know what I'm saying, one episode to an episode, we haven't done that. Because like when we do shows, like we'll do like the whole season.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we never really done, other than Snowfall, that was it. And I think it was the last 2 seasons, I think, when we started doing it.
Yep.
But those episodes was fire. But I mean, we had fire content.
But see,
you know what I'm saying?
I think that it was only right for us to do Snowfall that way, because Snowfall was such for us at least, it was such a cultural moment for us, right? Like I feel like we could have did it if we would have been like on Lord of the, I always call it Lord of the Rings. What's the damn show? It ain't Lord of the Rings.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Thank you. If I was in the Game of Thrones like that, because I think you watch it a little bit, don't you?
No, I never seen any.
We were in the Game of Thrones. I wasn't trying to. I wasn't trying to throw you under the bus, but because I wasn't sure if you were that. So you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be like but now that I know, we wasn't in the Game of Thrones like that. But I feel like if we were really in the Game of Thrones, then I think we would have did Game of Thrones like that. I feel like Westworld was one of those shows that we could have did that with. I mean, truthfully, if I had been on Lioness earlier, I feel like we could have did that with Lioness, even though you kept telling me to watch the shit, and I never got around to it. But I'm kicking myself every day because I haven't got to the, you know what I'm saying, got on it as soon as it came out. And luckily, I did catch season 2. I did get everything caught up. An amazing show. But I felt like Lioness is one of those ones we could have did it with. I feel like Severance is maybe one of the ones we could do this with. They got a new season coming out soon. Amazing show from Apple TV. I mean, I feel like it's a few out there that we could possibly do that again, because I think those were great episodes. But with Snowfall, man, it was just one of those things. That's such a great show. That's like, that's like if The Sopranos would have dropped. You know what I'm saying? Like it's up there with The Sopranos and The Wire and Friends and Seinfeld. Like all the great TV shows, Snowfall is definitely up there with that. So I feel like that was definitely necessary for us to do that.
Yo, you want to know an episode that I forgot about? And like, it might be our longest episode because I'm sitting here and I'm looking through our shit, and I forgot to mention, like, when it comes to like, now you're right on Malignant. I'm not gonna lie, like you are so right on Malignant, but dude, I forgot with the Euro trip.
Man, Scotty doesn't know, man.
Scotty doesn't know, man.
Scotty
but
no,
I would say like Snowfall, obviously, because the dedication that we gave to it.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, like, as far as shows, like the second, like, best show I think we done on here was that fucking Mayor of Easttown.
Yes.
Like, that show was, God, man. So it was so amazing, man. And like, and we went 2 hours and 3 minutes on that one.
Yeah.
Now I'm sitting here looking and I'm trying to see, have we ever went? Like, I know we've been close to 2, but that might be the only one where we actually went like 2 hours on that.
Nah, we did another one where I think we went like almost 2 minutes and 30. It was recent too. But
like that show, oh my God, man.
Yeah,
it was so good.
Kate Winslet, right?
Yeah, Kate Winslet.
Yeah, shout out to Kate Winslet, man. That was a great show. Man, the ending was crazy. Damn,
the ending really threw me off.
Yeah.
Really threw me off.
Man, I feel like Mindhunters, man. That was one of those ones that, you know what I'm saying? Like, we really could have went and really, really went a long time on Mindhunters. Especially with you know what I'm saying, like your knowledge of, you know what I'm saying, the serial killers and everything. Like, we could have probably extended Mindhunters.
Well, they're supposed to be coming out with a new season. They said they're bringing it back. I don't know when it's supposed to. Yeah, I saw that. I did read that somewhere that they are coming back with Mindhunters. So maybe because, you know, now sometimes Netflix do it. I think depending on how good the show is, because they did it with they didn't do it with season 3, but season 2 they did. So what's that show called? The Leaking Lawyer. So they did part 1 and part 2. So they gave us 6 episodes, and then they waited like a month or 2, and then they gave us the last. Well, no, it was 5 and then 5.
Didn't they do that with Stranger Things?
I don't remember, but I know they did it with Ozark too. Yeah,
they do that a lot, man. I want to say they did that with the last season of Stranger Things that we had. They did it with Squid Games season 2.
See, I don't watch Squid Games.
You didn't watch Squid? Oh man,
nah. But I say that to say, like, if they break it up, you know, then maybe we could do it in parts.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. But if they don't break it up, like, I do think we need to give that more of a dedication, like Snowfall. At least maybe like 2. Like, I'll be like, all right, we'll watch 2, do a pod on it. You know, wait the next week, watch the other 2, do a pod on it, because that is a show that really needs to be more broken down in its entirety. Because I felt like,
no, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I felt like we covered so, like, we tried to cover so much.
Yeah, and
I think that might have been like an hour and a half episode.
But
we're talking about 10 hours of content,
right?
So yeah, so that's another show that deserves that type of dedication.
And what baffled me about that, man, was the fact that it didn't get like the praise that I felt it should have had, because like the murder docs, murder mystery, serial killer docs, like all that stuff, that shit is like a booming a business in film, man. And it's like, I mean, How to Get Away with Murder, you know what I'm saying? Like all of these joints that just hit, and I mean, like they skyrocket. You would think that Mindhunter, well, maybe not so much because it wasn't really, because it wasn't really based around murders. It was more so based around them trying to profile murderers. So maybe that was the problem. But I mean, like just the show itself was amazing, but I felt like it really should have got a lot more attention than it did. But it's good to hear that it's coming back for sure. That's great news. I was trying to think, what's the one that they had on Amazon with Pacino and Hunters? Oh man,
yeah. And we covered both seasons on here.
That was another amazing show that we could have went forever on, man. Hunters was, that storyline.
Yeah,
was
the storyline is
fantastic. Sick. That was fantastic, bro. Like I really loved that storyline. That was dope. So you know what I'm saying? We did a bit of reminiscing, man. Let's do a little bit of catching up because we coming off of the holiday season. We kind of, you know what I'm saying, we getting back into the groove of everything, man. What have you been getting into as far as content?
Oh man, what have I been getting into? So I just finished Landman on Paramount Plus. Yeah, that shit is wild.
Yeah, I heard they got your boy Jerry Jones in there.
I think was that Jerry Jones?
Yeah, he was in the episode where old boy was in the hospital bed. He was talking to him or something.
I think that was Jerry Jones.
I seen the clip
because I didn't know if that was supposed to be the person playing Jerry Jones.
Oh no, that was Jerry Jones.
Or if it was Jerry Jones. But yeah, so I had so I watched Landman. I watched Smile 2. Yo, let me tell you something. I'm fucking with it.
Yo, how?
I'm gonna tell you how. So, you know my disappointment with horror movies as of late. Like it just, and I think what I need to do is I need to realize that when it comes to the supernatural killers like Jason and Michael Myers and all this and stuff like that, it's like I think that time may have passed. I think that has to stay 70s, 80s, 90s, and it's just that era is over. So like we are okay, so we're kind of going more, we went into the paranormal shit, right? So that came in and that was a thing. What I end up liking about this movie was two things. For number one, the gore, the blood was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the mind games that they played. That's what really surprised me about this movie. That I did not really. The first one was you know what I mean, and I didn't have high expectations going into the second one. Mm-hmm. But once I started seeing the type of mind games that they were playing, where they actually had you think you were seeing shit that you didn't actually see, like there was a scene where the girl with the glass got knocked off the counter and all this type of shit. She think that she now slept in the bed with her best friend the whole fucking night, and the bitch never was there. And then she turned around and she looked and the glass was up and it never broke. It was like shit like that. When I put myself in that position, I was like, yo, that'd be scary as fuck. And like people gonna think I'm crazy. And so like when I thought about it from that point of view, I was like, you know what? I was like, this movie's all right. So I like the direction that they ended up going with Smile 2, man. Mm-hmm. Me and my son, me and Jacoby watched it. And I'm gonna tell you a little fun fact about me and Jacoby. You can tell this boy, my son. So there was a scene where the girl was she was in a bed and she had the IV in her arm. her mom started, her mom got the smile joint.
Yeah.
So her mom start stabbing herself and shit. And so my girl is trying to get out of the bed, but the IV is stuck in her arm. She's trying to yank it, and like the camera zoomed in on the IV. And her mom stabbing herself, neck, face, eyeball coming out. It don't affect me.
Right.
But what affected me was that IV pulling in the arm.
Yeah, that's a little too close. Yeah, too close for comfort.
So I'm like holding my arm. You know what I'm saying? Like I could like my mind tricks is making me feel like some shit going on my arm. I look over at Jacoby, you doing the same shit.
That's like when somebody like crumpling up aluminum foil and you gotta like clench your teeth.
Dude, it's only two things that got me. It was that, and when she had the glass in her foot. So when she started taking that glass out of her foot, like I can feel like tingling down on my foot, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. But what you gonna ask?
Hold on, real quick before I ask though. I know exactly what you mean because like anytime I see like somebody get like shot in the stomach or like stabbed in the stomach, I do that too. Like you get that little tingling right there in your stomach.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. No, I was gonna ask you because you said that like the slasher movies should stay like in like the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I was gonna ask you, do you think that if Malignant came out around that time? If it would stand a chance, you know what I'm saying, as a decent movie.
You know what? If it would have came out in the 80s, I think people would have fucked with it. Because if you ever seen like the movie like Pumpkinhead and shit like that, like
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yeah, I think people would have fucked with it. Somebody would have said, "Yeah, you can bang your head up against the wall, and the person can come out your damn head."
For sure, because what the fuck was they thinking right now? Shit, yeah, not for sure. Man.
Yo, oh my god, boy,
man, so I got caught up on a few movies. I also watched Smile 2. I watched Joker 2.
Oh man,
yeah, man. And I'm not gonna lie. If the director would have let us know ahead of time I'm not gonna say let us know. If he would have just changed the perception of this movie, I feel like these movies would have been greater than what they were, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you've seen the Joker 2 yet.
No.
But if anybody haven't seen it, quick spoiler warning. Just letting y'all know I'm about to tell y'all what happens in the end. In the end, something happens to Arthur. I'm not going to tell you what happens to him, but something happens to Arthur. And the person that does said thing to Arthur, he ends up cutting the edges of his lips, like how we seen Heath Ledger's Joker. And then he starts laughing in the maniacal way or whatever. And the movie ends, right?
Okay.
I feel like if he would have just said like this is a Joker origin story where the Joker eventually, like not even just saying eventually comes to be, but if he made this like a Joker origin story to where the build up was up to that point, and then like this isn't the Joker that you think is going to be or whatever, I think people would have looked at this movie totally different, because the way that this movie was, we thought that the Arthur Fleck dude was Joker, right? The whole time we thinking that he's Joker. And I feel like if he would have went on some type of press run like this, this isn't what you think it is. Like, is he really the Joker? Could he be the Joker? Blah, blah, blah. Then I think it would have built up enough anticipation for Joker 2. And he wouldn't have had to just trash it and make it a musical and do all this other bullshit. Because the Joker 2, for all intents and purposes, was actually a pretty decent. If you take all that singing shit out, it's a decent movie. It really is a decent movie. Mm-hmm. Especially with the ending, it makes it even better, right? And so I felt like if he would have just went down that path that he had like kind of went down, and we'd eventually like seen the ending of the second one, I think we'd have gave this movie a lot more praise than we have. Because the ending of the second one, I was like, oh my goodness, he really like missed the ball with that. Like he could have made it, like this shit could have been way better. Like, or not way better, but we would have praised this movie a lot more knowing what I know now. Like we would have gave this, especially me, I'd have gave this movie a lot more praise had it not been like this is what he was, you know what I'm saying? Like the shit that he just did, because it seemed like midway through the release of the first one, everybody just started like shitting on it, and he was just like, you know what, fuck it, I don't even care about this shit no more. So then when the second one was getting made, he was like, well, let's just throw this shit in the can and see what happens. But salute to Lady Gaga, she did a great job. Knowing what I know now, I gotta give a little bit of slack to Joaquin Phoenix, because Joaquin Phoenix does a great job. I just can't see that nigga as a Joker, and I know why now. You know what I'm saying? Now I know why, because I don't think he was intended to be the Joker. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was dope. Man, especially bro, like everything just makes sense. Like once you see it and you see the ending, everything will start making sense about this whole universe that was like this branched off universe that was created. So salute to them for doing that, because I'm like, man, this might actually have been better than I thought it was. And I seen Gladiator 2, bro. I think I mentioned that before, but
you did on the last part.
Yeah, I seen Gladiator 2. Man, Denzel, bro. Once again, I mean, I didn't expect nothing less. I just was kind of weary because I wasn't sure how he would do in this. And I didn't know like the type of role he was going to play. I didn't know what he was going to do. But man, he stole the show. God damn, he stole the show. I think dude's name is Pedro Mescal or something like that. Or something like that. He did a great job in his role. The story, it was kind of rushed, but not necessarily, because like it's a long ass movie. But the story was kind of rushed, and like once you find out everything that's going on, then you kind of get a little bit more into it. So that was dope. Definitely not better than the first one. Definitely not better than the first one. But I will say, they found a way to extend it, and I do appreciate that. So Gladiator 2 was amazing. It was damn sure amazing. I can definitely rewatch Gladiator 2. Not as much as Gladiator the first one, but yeah, definitely can rewatch Gladiator 2. It definitely got some replay value for sure.
So I went back and because I'm still, because we had this conversation a couple of weeks ago while I was just like, yo, like I've been in a nostalgic mood. You know what I'm saying? So it was two movies that I ended up going back and watching. One, I never seen it from start to finish, and the other one I never seen at all. But I would always hear great things about it. But I'll tell you the reason why I never watched it. So the first one that I went back and watched that I kind of seen for here and there, but never watched all the way through was Interstellar. So I finally watched Interstellar from start to finish.
Same here. Just recently, it wasn't on because I know it just came on Netflix, but I watched it when it was on Max.
It's on Paramount Plus right now.
Okay, yeah, it was amazing, bro.
It is, and I missed out on it. It was one of those ones that I missed out, and I should have known. I mean, it's Christopher Nolan. I should have known, but like, I was listening to a pod and they was talking about it, just how good Interstellar was, and I said, man, I don't know why I haven't watched it from start to finish. So I went and I watched it from start to finish, and I was like, oh man, this shit is amazing. And the other movie that I watched, and the reason I never watched it was because I don't know why I haven't been, but I never been a huge Matt Damon fan. And it ain't that I got anything against
No.
him. It's just
I respect it. I respect that. Yeah.
you know,
I get it.
I went back and I watched Good Will Hunting. That shit was amazing. I didn't know that shit was that good.
I'm gonna have to go check that out.
And I mean, and now you got Robin Williams in a you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
a straight man role.
Right?
Well, no, he's a therapist. Well, he's really a professor at a school, but you thinking of Insomnia?
Yeah,
we did Insomnia. Yeah, so he was a killer in that movie.
Yep.
In this one, he's a professor that kind of got like, you know, he used to be a therapist and he stopped being a therapist when his wife passed away.
Okay.
And like the whole thing about Matt Damon is he's just like this fucking mathematician. Like he just like it started out like so this basically like so this professor put up this very hard math problem to solve, and somebody solved it and come to find out it was the dude that's a janitor, and the dude that's a janitor is fucking Matt Damon. And like so he's just like super fucking smart or whatever, but he got this traumatic upbringing. He was an orphan and all this type shit.
This nigga was Batman.
Nah, man, don't do that, man. Don't do that. See, that's what you do, man. That's what you do every time.
That's Batman.
Hey, man, nah. He went through some traumatic shit as a kid and shit.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. Surprise, surprise. His best friend in the movie was fucking Ben Affleck and Casey Affleck.
Of course, because he can't do shit without Ben Affleck, bro.
Hey man, that shit was funny. But yeah, I went back and I watched that. In another movie I watched, you wouldn't fuck with it, but I watched some actually I watched two other movies. Mm-hmm. One of them you probably do. One of them is Catch Me If You Can. You know what I'm saying? Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio movie it's like based on a true story where he was this guy who was making fake checks and shit. And he scammed like the government over like I don't know, like $5 million, like back in like the 80s or the 70s or some shit.
Nah, I would definitely watch that
though. So Tom Hanks is the FBI agent and Leonardo DiCaprio is the scammer, dude. Mm-hmm. So I watched that, and I also watched this movie called Crazy Beautiful. I don't think you would fuck with it, but it's one of those movies like I think it came out in 2001 if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. And like it's just this movie about this girl. So it's this girl, she come to find out her dad is like a senator and shit, and like she's just always in trouble, you know, drinking, drugs, all this type of shit, all fucked up. So then you got this Mexican dude, you know what I'm saying, is taking a 2-hour commute to and back from school to go to this certain school because he want to go to the Naval Academy and shit. So you got this one dude head on straight, girl wilding out here in the streets. They fucking cross paths and then just
fall in love.
Instantly click. But the issue is you come to find out the reason she's so fucked up is that she found her mom. Her mom had committed suicide when she was like 12 or 15 or something like that. But she was 12. She found her mom, and that's why she was like so fucked up and doing all this partying and drinking, and like he kind of like got her like on the right track type of thing. Like it's like one of those type of movies. I mean, like it's a good movie, but like just not like your cup of tea necessarily. But like, dude, I've been on a lot of content as of late. I like a lot of older content, but because I was sitting here trying to think, because I've been trying to watch some new content, man. I'm telling you, man, it's still kind of
tough. It's tough.
It's tough. Have you started Madness on Netflix? See, it's like I can't lock in. Like I've seen maybe like 3 episodes, but it's like I can't. It's not like a show that's kind of like where I started, and you know how like soon as it ends, like that little 5-second thing go, and you go jump right in the next one. I click that bitch, man. It just like I'm not like really like I'm not like into it like to watch like back-to-back episodes. Like I think the 3 or 4 episodes I've seen, it's been all in different days. Like it's
so
not
it ain't really catching you then.
Yeah, it's not really catching me like that. And a lot of this new content isn't, other than Landman. Landman was pretty good, but like a lot of this new content, man, it's not really holding me in.
Well, I got caught up on Mayor of Kingstown. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I got caught up on that. Amazing. Jeremy Renner did amazing. What else did I get caught up on? I started watching a show on Netflix called Beef. With
I heard about it.
Damn, I forgot what the comedian's name is. She is a stand-up comedian, and the other dude I want to say played
the girl, the Asian lady with the glasses. Yeah. She cute too.
Oh, fine, for sure. Damn near on Lucy Liu status. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, damn near. She's near. She ain't there, but she's near.
Not yet. Not that she don't got the sex appeal of Lucy Liu, but yeah, she up there though. Ali Wong, that's her name.
Okay, yeah.
She did the stand-up I watched of her. She was pregnant, but man, she killed that shit, bro. Ali Wong is fucking hilarious. And I think the dude that plays in it is the dude that played what's his name in Walking Dead?
Glenn.
Yeah, I think he played Glenn in Walking Dead. I think that's him. Steven Yeun or something like that, or Ewan or Yin, I believe. But that was pretty good. The first episode of that was pretty good. But I was watching it while I was going to sleep, so I didn't get a chance to really like get into it. But it was funny. I seen that, and then I went back and watched Dogma. Have you ever seen Dogma?
I've never seen it all the way through. I've seen pieces of it.
Goodness, bro. When I tell you, like, well, you know I'm into like religious stuff and all that type of shit, history and all that shit. Bro, Dogma does such a great job giving you a different perspective, like just as far as just religion goes. And with that like comedic twist, they got like Jay and Silent Bob in there, Chris Rock is in it, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. It's like a dope ass cast. But when I tell you it's funny, but it'll make you think about some things at the same time, Dogma is definitely a great movie to go check out. And what else did I watch, man? I watched I just watched something that just had came out not too long ago. I want to say it was on that. Yeah, the movie with I think it's called like Don't Move Me or something like that, or I Can't Move.
Oh, Don't Move?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Nah, I like my old man though, man. I hate that old man died though.
Oh, he went out bad, bro.
Hey, but tell me though, you wasn't surprised at first. You were thinking like, dang, man. But man, that old dude was whooping his ass, bro.
Listen, I thought, not for nothing, I thought the old man was going, you know what I'm saying, do him in. Because once I seen it, I did kind of think like, bro, this old man better get his ass whooped. But then when I seen him tussling with him, I'm like, oh man, she might get a chance to get away. But nah, it was all bad, man.
All bad. I
set my man ablaze, man. That was fucked up. He didn't deserve that shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
He really didn't.
He just being a good citizen, bro. But nah, man, that was a good. I watched that one with my mom. That was a good one, man. That was a real good one. And I think that's pretty much about it. Everything else has been just like I just been catching up. You know what I'm saying? Rewatching old shows like Martin and Jamie Foxx show. I'm trying to think, what else did I go back and watch? I think that might have been, as far as like stuff that was like memorable, for sure that was it. That's all I had, man.
Yeah, I've been like I said. Yeah, and then like you were saying, what you said, you know, like you like the religious movies and stuff, like. You know, we did Stigmata on here.
Yep.
We did the Da Vinci Code on here.
Oh.
I feel like we did one. I feel like we did another religious movie. I feel like that we done on here.
Yo, have you ever watched Passion of the Christ?
Man, listen, let me tell you something. So I remember when that shit first came out.
I do too. I went to the movies to go see it. I seen that movie 3 times in the movie theater.
And you know how my cousin Brandon is, you know what I mean? Damn near a deacon. He was like, man, you gotta watch Passion of the Christ. You gotta watch Passion of the Christ.
That's what they did to me. That's what they did to me. I was like, oh my God, you have to see this. I'm like,
so I watched that. So I seen it. You know what I'm saying? Right around the time it came out. But you know, cool. Oh, we did the Book of Clarence.
Yo, bro. That is not what I expected you to say at all. If you have ever, ladies and gentlemen, if you have ever seen Passion of the Christ, cool is not the way to explain that movie, okay? First off. Second, if you've never seen Passion of the Christ and you are a Christian, definitely go watch Passion of the Christ and then come back and listen to this nigga say cool. You are definitely going to be mad at him saying cool, because cool is definitely not the way to describe the Passion of the Christ, okay? Because the Passion of the Christ literally is about the crucifixion of Jesus. I don't know why Mel Gibson thought that was a good idea. Like he could have went so many ways with this title and like this concept. He really could have just did like all the great things Jesus did, like feeding people with the fish and walking on water, and like it was so many ways he could have went. This nigga said, yo, we are going to kill Jesus and everybody's gonna love it. And they did. That is a wild concept to me, bro, that people really like fuck with this movie. I went to go see this shit 3 times. Like, why are y'all so enthralled at Jesus? I mean, I understand why, because I know what it means, but I'm just like, yo, this shit was brutal.
It was. And like, and when I said cool, it was just more of like,
I know you ain't made it like that, but
it's one of those things where, and that's why I really fought with, and I think it was because of the hate that it got when it first came out. That's why I fought with the Da Vinci Code. It's because these folks really tried to before counsel was even a thing.
That shit.
They were trying to counsel Ron Howard.
Yeah, they was trying to him. They was trying to get the author
Tom
out of
Hanks
here.
too, like, they were trying to get all of them out here. Like,
they were trying to get all that shit out of here, bro. But I'm glad they did.
I fuck with it.
Have you seen the other 2 movies?
Yeah, Angels and Demons.
And fuck, what's the last one?
I forget what the last one was called.
Because they all 3 of them are books. I read all the books. I watched all the movies, bro. When I tell you, like, this might be because the series is based around a character named Robert Langdon, might be the best movie/book series out ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that shit was dope.
Dude, I just watched the Da Vinci Code like 2 days ago.
Yeah,
like I fucks with that movie. Heavy.
That's that shit, bro. Like for real, that's that shit, bro. What
Yo,
else?
you wanna know what else old movie I watched? So, dude, this was like last weekend or something, dude. OG Bobby Johnson, man.
Oh,
I had to watch South Central the other day,
Central?
man.
Yeah,
South Central, man. And I watched. I don't know if you ever heard of this movie, man. It's called Cadet. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
I heard of it.
So it came out. It came out in 1990, man. It got Charlie Sheen, Martin Sheen, Lawrence Fishburne. This is back when he went by Larry. He was still Larry Fishburne at the time. And like that. Yeah, man, like that was my shit, man. It was like Charlie Sheen was like basically this he was in the military, and so basically his dad dies, and so he goes into this bar drunk, flips out, getting into a fight with another, like, what's the superior officer or whatever. So they put him in like the the army jail, which ain't nothing in there with black people. And what I liked about the movie was, and what I liked, this is what's cool about the movie, right? Because they had the school, Charlie Sheen, right? They was like, so he was like, "What y'all in here for?" And he was like, "No, he said, this is what you got to understand when you're talking to a black man. You got to say what they accuse you of." So he was like, so that's when they was telling them like the things that these dudes ended up getting accused of, doing or whatever.
Yeah.
And so what he had to kind of understand, like, oh, okay, I get it. So I thought that was cool to bring that race factor in there, and where they're like, yo, like the one guy told his story. He went home with his woman, and he was like, you know what I'm saying, laid it down, smack him, yak him. Next thing you know, husband walk in the door. Oh, he raped me. And now he's labeled as a rapist. And so like they had to kind of school him of like, don't never ask a black man that's locked up what they do as what you was accused of. Right. So like it was cool, but then like they had this whole thing, like when they would march, they had this song, man. And I'm talking about, dude, I was a kid, but I used to do this shit. Like when they would be marching, they'd be like, "That's the sound of the man, kick back, working on that chain."
Yeah,
gang. That used to be my shit, man. But but yeah, man, it was an old movie, man. Like I don't know, man. It's just like this older content, man. It just been taking a hold of me, man. Hopefully this year, I sent you the list. Mm-hmm. You saw what's coming out this year. I don't know if that's how you want to close out, of like looking at this list, man, and kind of like
not yet, because we
okay.
Talk about some things on that list for sure before we close out. Before we get to that though, man, shout out to Martin Sheen, man, Dayton, Ohio's own. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's right. Dayton, Ohio's own, man. It's feel good to say that. We don't get a lot of them. So you know what I'm saying? That's dope to be able to say that, you know what I'm saying, Martin Sheen is from here. He got a star. We got our own like kind of like Walk of Fame thing from like all the famous people from our city. Down, like it's right before you get downtown, and it's like he got a star right there. And I remember walking like in that area and seeing his name down there, and I had no idea this nigga was from Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah, that's crazy. I just did an episode, so you know how, you know what I'm saying, I do my my gangster drug dealer series on my 28 Minutes Less podcast. Mm-hmm. So I just did someone who, well, technically they're from Detroit.
Right,
but parents divorced, end up moving to Warren, Ohio.
Right,
but she left home at 18 because like she got pregnant, and the stepdad, like, so they had 3-bedroom house. She was talking about turning the 3rd bedroom into the kids' room because, like I said, she was pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Dude said he ain't having it, so she said fuck that. So she moved out at 18, moved to Youngstown.
Oh man!
And she said that back in the day, it used to be called Bombstown. Yeah,
that's Mafia City.
So, have you ever heard of Shonda Berry? Dang, I just did it. Shonda Berry. Oh my God, what's her name? Yo, that's how. See, I can see her name all this goddamn shit, and I just did a podcast on this woman, and I can't remember what her last name was.
Yeah.
Shonda Berry Scott.
Uh-uh.
So she was like the she was like the real Robin Hood of like the hood. Like she basically, the reason why she started selling crack cocaine, my guy, was because so she owned her own janitorial like cleaning business or whatever.
Right.
And so like her neighbors and stuff would come and like ask her, you know, hey, you know, do you got this, do you got that or whatever. And then like people started asking her to like help them pay their bills and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So like now she's like running low, like trying to help, you know, people in her building and all this shit like that. Had a friend, he's selling crack cocaine. You know what I'm saying? Fronting her some stuff, like, you know, go sell this. You know, bring me back my this and you get this profit, whatever. She basically started selling fucking crack cocaine to help the fucking to help the people. She
That's
was
why
paying.
everybody started selling crack.
Yo, man, like it was just crazy. Like her whole story, dude. It's just crazy. But yeah, she was. But yeah, but she was doing all her shit in Youngstown, Ohio.
Yeah, I believe it. Nigga, Youngstown used to be motherfucking the Wild West of the East.
Oh yeah, they called it bomb time. They said, man, they dropped 6 bombs on Youngstown, Ohio. Yo,
yeah,
that's crazy. I didn't know about that till I was doing the research and stuff. I was like, yo, this is crazy. I did not know this.
Yeah, that's where so like remember when we did the joint with John Dillinger with Johnny Depp?
Oh, we never did it.
We talked about it.
We did Blow.
Oh, that's right, because I mentioned it. Yeah. So when John Dillinger and them used to be running around, you know, mainly everybody was in Chicago. Like that was like the mecca for like gangsters, like mafia gangsters. Well, in the midst of him breaking out of jail and running away, he gets caught in Dayton, Ohio, and actually gets locked up and is in jail in Dayton, Ohio. When he gets out, breaks out of Dayton, Ohio jail, they leave and go to Youngstown, where that was like a safe haven for mobsters. Like nobody fucked with nobody in Youngstown. So like back in the day when I was growing up, like if a nigga said that he was from Youngstown, like you ain't fuck with that nigga.
Oh well, also if you watch the Maurice Claret thing, the Youngstown boys, the 30 for 30 they did. That's when I first even heard of Youngstown. Was when I watched that 30 for 30 about Maurice Claret. But yeah, like they were saying, like, you know, it got up to 2 on the murder capital list.
Absolutely.
Back when she was selling drugs and stuff.
They had like some of the first gangs in Ohio, all that shit. Like, nigga, that shit is, that was like a war zone in Ohio for a long time. I don't know what it's like now because I ain't heard shit about it. Because, you know what I'm saying, other places have taken over. Dayton was up there for a little bit. It was on the murder capital list, up there like top 10 for a little bit. Yeah, shit was getting spooky out this motherfucker for sure.
Yeah, not trying.
Ohio is a different place, man. Ohio is a different place. Ohio is a place where, you know what I'm saying, you don't know how to dress to go outside today. You gotta watch the news for the weather. And you know what I'm saying, you can get shot at any time. We are an open carry state. So, you know, you piss off the wrong person, your ass might be on a t-shirt tomorrow.
Yeah, there's some problems.
Yeah, for sure. Ohio is a weird place, bro. And it's also the place, it's also weird as fuck because like every area you go to, everybody got like a different dialect, but it's not like a significant like or like, you know, like unique dialect. It's just like different parts of the country. So like some niggas talk like they're from California, other niggas talk like they from fucking New York. Some niggas talk like they from Florida. We had like, I remember it was a time where Cincinnati was talking like everybody in Atlanta. It was weird. It was a real weird thing. Real weird thing. But so the list, man, the list that they got of all of the new content that's supposed to drop this year. What are you most excited to see on here?
All right. So in no order, man. You know, the Mortal Kombat 2 coming out October. Looking forward to that. I don't think it's gonna be as good as the original, but I know what you did last summer. They're coming back out with that in July. You got a Megan 2 coming out. You got a new Jurassic World coming out.
Yeah, they gotta stop that shit.
Yeah, but I don't think it's ever gonna stop.
That shit is getting like Fast and Furious.
It really is. I see that. I don't know how I feel about the Naked Gun. What's his name? Something Nielsen. What was his name? Leslie Nielsen. It's just like it might be one of those things where you might need to leave. You gotta leave it alone. The Running Man. I see they got Josh Brolin playing
Okay.
that, and I think that might be something. But obviously, like the top notch, and I'm gonna shut up because okay. So I just want to mention this real quick. So Final Destination. I'm interested to see what they do with it. But like the number one thing on my list though is the Conjuring movie that come out September the 5th. Come on.
Okay.
Come on. Man. Like that's probably the most that, and it's a movie that's not on here.
Mm-hmm.
But Den of Thieves come out Friday. Den of Thieves 2.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's not on this list, but yeah, Den of Thieves 2. Den of Thieves 2. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. So so The Conjuring would be my number one. Last Rites and Den of Thieves 2 will probably be my second anticipated film of seeing this year.
Oh man. So first and foremost, I ain't gonna lie, like I told you when you had sent me this might be a great year. You know what I'm saying? This is, 2024 was a little tough, but they cleaned it up with Gladiator 2. You know what I'm saying? They definitely cleaned it up with Gladiator 2. We had a lot of movies that came out that was pretty decent. I can't lie, but it was a rough year for 2024, man. Especially coming off that strike. I'm most excited, honestly, about 28 Years Later. That's the one
I knew that was gonna be the first one you mentioned. Bro, I knew it was.
First and foremost, 28 Days Later is the perfect zombie movie. It's better than World War Z. It's better than Night of the Living Dead. It's better than all of them shits, bro. 28 Days Later is, if you want a blueprint and a masterclass on how to do a zombie movie, 28 Days Later is it for sure. So I've seen 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later. I can't wait to see 28 Years Later, and see what they bring to the table with this one. The other one that I'm super interested in seeing is what is it? Predator Badlands.
Yes.
Yeah, Predator Badlands is, you know what I'm saying, Predator Alien. Especially once I figured out that they start mashing the worlds together, like Predator, Alien, and what's the other one? Damn, what's the movie with the tall white pale dudes?
What tall white pale dudes?
Oh my god, I can't believe I can't think of what the fuck the movie is called.
I thought it was just Alien and Predator.
Nah, it's Alien, Predator, and oh, hold on, man. I'm looking it up right now. It's Alien, Predator, Prometheus.
Oh, Prometheus. Yeah.
Yeah, all of those are all in the same universe. So I'm definitely interested in seeing on what Predator Badlands has to, you know what I'm saying, like how that, if it connects or if that has something to do with everything. If they get back into that, because I thought that was dope, bringing all that into it. Megan 2.0 is another one I'm super excited about because the first Megan was pretty good. And I think we called that one too. We definitely said that was going to come out with another one. And then of course, you know what I'm saying, I'm excited, man, because Marvel is back. You know what I'm saying? They kind of took the year, you know what I'm saying, to focus a little bit more on the television shows and getting the content back up. Wolfman, I'm excited to see that. Another one I'm excited to see is Nosferatu. I think we talked about that on what vampire movie did we do?
Damn, what vampire movie did we do?
It was something dealing with Dracula.
I mean, we did Blade.
Nah, it wasn't Blade. It was something else. It was we did a vampire movie, but basically I had talked about Nosferatu in that one. It's an old classic movie. If anybody hasn't ever seen it, it's like an old black and white film, but it is. If you are into vampires, if you are into monsters, like Swamp Thing and all those classic monster movies, Nosferatu is definitely a great movie to go watch. And they are redoing it with Bill Skarsgård.
Oh, Abigail.
Abigail, that's what it was. Yep, it was Abigail. But they're doing it with Bill Skarsgård, and he's been killing everything that he does whenever it's a monster movie. He killed it. You know what I'm saying? He does it to a T, and he shows out, man. So I'm excited to see what he does with Nosferatu. And I don't know what Until Dawn is, but I'm sure that's going to be something to look forward to. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Is that it? Last summer? Yeah, that's going to be one to look forward to. I don't want to watch no more Karate Kids. Mission Impossible is another one that they got to stop. They got to stop the Mission Impossible shit, bro.
Hey, it says last something, so this might be the
it's
last
always
one.
the last one. It's always how old. Like at this point, what the fuck is Tom Cruise taking? Because in all of the Mission Impossible shit, he do his own stunts. So how the fuck is he gonna do his own stunt? Tom Cruise got to be 70 by now, bro.
Oh my god, this dude says 70.
Come on, man. Enough is enough, bro. There's no way. They got to stop making the Freaky Friday movies. Enough of that shit. Tron should be good. Saw, I don't know about that. They could have ended that a long time ago too. What else is on here? I'm with you on Final Destination. I don't know what Mickey 17 is. I'm hoping that ain't a Disney movie. But I see a lot of Disney stuff on here as far as like live animation joints.
Yeah.
Jurassic World, like I said, they can end that. I think Ballerina is gonna kind of be like Columbiana, so I'm just looking at the way that they designed the title. So I think that's gonna, you know what I'm saying? I think that's gonna be exciting to watch. Superman movie. Did you see the trailer for that?
I saw like the little mini trailer. Like it's just like is the full trailer out yet?
I don't know.
Because it's
I just know they just put like a little something out.
Yeah,
new
like kind of like save this boy. Like he like kind of like I didn't know if the official trailer came out yet.
Okay, so I will be going to see that. I'm not gonna lie to you. That shit looked all right. So and old boy from Guardians of the Galaxy, he's in charge of DC now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's no more Snyderverse shit. All that shit is out of there. So I mean, with what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy, if he could do that shit with DC movies, I think we'll be in for a nice little show. And then last but not least, bro, Avatar. I'm definitely excited to see that. Hopefully M. Night Shyamalan doesn't get me again. Hopefully they don't even let him do this one. Because, hey, bro, we ain't talk about it, but fucking Trap.
Dude, I watched it. Yeah.
He got you, didn't he? Yeah, he got you. Yeah, again. And you know what? I don't even blame him. I blame me. Because I keep going to look at this shit. Because they make it so exciting in the trailers. You know what I'm saying? I thought Trap was going to be great. Nope. Got me. I thought Old was going to be great. Nope. I bought Old, bro. That nigga owe me $20. Speaking of. Yeah. M. Night Shyamalan owe me $20, bro.
Oh man, but this dude is stupid.
No, I'm dead serious, bro. Oh, I sat there and bought that shit, bro, and I watched that shit, and I'm like, basically, they just on the magic beach that just sucked the life from them. Yeah, that pissed me off. No, Trap was horrible though. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Here I am thinking that this shit is a setup. I thought the little girl was gonna be the killer. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really thought that the little girl was gonna be the killer. I thought that, or not the little girl, the singer chick. I thought she was gonna be the killer. Come to find out, the whole goddamn concert was a setup to pull this nigga in so they could get this nigga. Fucking bullshit, bro. So yeah, that pissed me off, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Because Josh Hartnett deserved better.
Oh man.
He deserved better, bro. He did a great job acting, of course. It's just the shit was too like the one black dude that was just like way too cool with him. Come on, man.
Yeah.
He letting this nigga backstage.
Backstage and all that.
This nigga was like the fucking John Wick of stealth moves, bro. This nigga still in passes and slipping off and like, come on, bro. This nigga was about to take his daughter under the removal stage that Russ came out.
Yeah. Hey, you want to go under there and see
what is that? Like,
yeah.
Watch the fucking concert, dumbass. I don't know, man. Yeah, that's just a horrible joint, bro. But that's it, man. That's all I got, bro. Like I said, man, 28 weeks later, that's at the tippy top of my list. I cannot lie to you.
Okay. Not mad at it.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that. When does that come out? In June? See, man, that's why I don't like my birthday being in August, bro, because it's always like the trash movies that come out around my birthday. Like, I'm not going to see no fucking Naked Gun. Freaky Friday. Like, why the fuck would I want to go see that shit? The fuck, man? And then I gotta wait all the way till September to go see The Conjuring. Like, come on, bro. Well, Fantastic Four come out in July, so that's cool. So whatever.
Oh man,
that back to school time be some bullshit.
Yo, boy, you stupid.
I'm so serious, bro. I'm so serious. They be doing me dirty, man. Before I do movies, doing me dirty, bro.
Oh man, yo. Right. So I was just doing some research on something real quick.
Yeah.
So we got 4 total when we went over 2 hours.
Okay.
And I said the one earlier, and I thought that. So the other one we did, the top 10 action hero movie list.
Mm-hmm.
The top 10.
Man, that was.
Who did we forget?
Bro, we forgot Jason Statham.
Yeah.
We did all that shit and totally forgot about that nigga. We were talking so great about that nigga. Totally forgot about that nigga.
Oh, man. And top 10 movies of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one that we had went over 2 hours, Natalia Grace, which is not a shocker.
That deserves
But you want to know one where we did 153, and I forget, yo, that might have been one that, oh man, that shit is so high up our list. BS High. Hey.
Bro, that was.
Hey, but that was all time. That was just content, just
absolutely. Content.
That's like the holy grail of content, boy.
Yes.
That shit was amazing.
For that nigga to think of that and get all that shit off was, you gotta salute him.
Yeah, you can't be mad at him. Even when he was on Joe Pod.
Yeah, you gotta salute him, bro. Like, he really believes in himself that much. Really he did it though.
He did it.
Got on ESPN.
He did.
Got their ass murked. Niggas got killed by high school kids. These grown ass men. Cause listen, this was my confusion when I heard the story. When I heard the story, I was thinking that this nigga had found like grown ass men that was in well, it was not grown ass men, but like college kids to basically play for this team against high schoolers, and like they was dogging the high schoolers. And then when I watched the doc, I was like, oh wait, these niggas lost. Hey, bro. Yeah, nah, that's not how you do that. That's not how you do that shit at all, bro.
Hilarious.
He got some of them niggas to schools though, so salute to that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I guess that's cool. Man, listen, bro. 5 years down, man, we got a lot more to go. We got a lot more content to absorb, a lot more content to put out. Before we head out, man, what is something that you want to try to accomplish for this year of the pod?
Something I would want to accomplish on this pod. Honestly, just if I'm being like more realistic, just getting back, being consistent.
Yeah.
With the pod, probably. I mean, obviously, like I have goals of things that I would like for this podcast to reach. I don't want to say numbers because that's something if you get your mind wrapped up in that, you just it's a never ending cycle. All you're gonna do is drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
But a realistic goal is to really get back more consistent and just probably get back more to the old formula, because I felt like some of because we tried to do like last year was kind of like the first year where we really did it, where it was just like where we was trying to do more newly released movies, and I felt like some of them we not that we forced the pod, but I feel like some of them we may not have done them. But I want to get back to more of what we used to do, more just like when I look at, when I was strolling down the list, like we just done just random off the wall movies, and I think that was some of our best content. I feel
Absolutely.
like, but just more of like if it's new and it slaps, like we'll do it, but like just more of like, you know what I'm saying, just throw some you know what I'm saying, some random shit in there like we normally do. Like get back more of that essence of this pod, man. That's
Absolutely.
probably more of my goals.
Okay,
what about you?
For me, man, it's honestly, it's like you said, the consistency, getting back to, you know what I'm saying, putting out those pods every week and making sure they loaded up on time, out on time, and everything else like that. But honestly, man, it would be mixing everything up. You know what I'm saying? I think we had some great ideas last year, especially some ideas that we can implement on Patreon. Patreon is really a major focus for me this year. Getting more Patreon content out, making sure that we can find a way to get this podcast to grow. Not even as far as just numbers, like you said, that's not even what we're doing this for. This is really just really for the love of the game, to be honest with you. But growth, just as far as for me specifically, watching things that I don't normally watch, finding things that I don't normally, attract to. So just trying to find new stuff, branching out, expanding the type of content that I absorb. So that's really my main focus this year, is just getting to see different things that I normally wouldn't check out. And just giving things a shot, man. Stuff that I see, I'll be like, I'm not watching that shit. Just checking it out for a little bit. If it catch me, it catch me. If it don't, it don't. But definitely, expanding, man. That's the thing for me, is expansion this year for the pod.
Oh yeah, I'm with that.
For sure. So coming soon, man, our next episode. I know for the last 4 or 5 episodes we've been saying this. Finally, we are going to get to it, ladies and gentlemen. Fight Night is the next episode. We've been saying this for too long. We're finally gonna get to it. Man, All-Star cast. Sheesh. That I want to know how much that cost with everybody that they had in that. I need to know how much that cost because I know that budget was crazy.
I think a lot of them did it for the love.
Maybe. You might be right. You might be right. But that budget had to be crazy, bro. So check us out next episode. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on Peacock. If you have seen it, watch it again. You know what I'm saying? Get those numbers up, man. You know what I'm saying? It definitely deserves to be watched more than once. And last but not least, if you guys want to hit us up, if you guys want to talk to us, if you guys want to tell us how great of a job we did, how horrible of a job we did, if you enjoyed this episode, if you didn't enjoy this episode, if you too are surprised that we made it 5 years, you know what I'm saying, talking about movies and television and that we watch this much TV and movies, hit us up, let us know. You can follow me and find me individually on X at Scoots Bronson. I have a link tree in my bio. You can follow me everywhere else there.
And y'all can find me at s.foster8 on Instagram, TikTok, and X. Follow the podcast, 28 minutes or less. Last episode is 164, where I did the lady Shonda Berry Scott, the lady that I talked about earlier in this pod. She got a very interesting story, so go check that out on all major platforms.
Absolutely, man. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all your support. 5 years in, many more to come. Without you, there could be no us. And here's to another year of great podding. Like they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.